Hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? Hello? Hello? Ooh, ooh, hello? Let's friggin' go, dude. Gotta get the social media posts going. Okay, it is public, that's good. Sometimes it defaults. Don't know if any of you have ever used YouTube Studio. It defaults to unlisted or to private, I forget which, when you're streaming, which makes no gosh darn sense to me. Hello, Josh. Joshua Novak. How we doing today, everybody? Real quick, I forgot to put my sound deafening up. Not that it does much, but I'm gonna. My sound deafening is putting these big, thick boy blankets up on my bunk bed. So give me but one moment. Ooh, getting paid to watch me stream? That's gotta be like the peak of wage labor, right? Let's just take a minute to say it, though. Everything is better when it's on company time. Eating, bathroom, or watching streams. Anything's better when you're getting paid to do what you'd be doing normally. Real quick chat, and before I officially start off the segment here, what we're doing today, the first part of today, we're going to be placing cartoon characters on the political alignment chart, but I only have 11 here. I was hoping to fill it out with 15, and for whatever reason, I think it's partially because I've seen so few. I couldn't think of any past these 11 here, so go ahead and drop a few, go ahead and mention a few famous, popular cartoon characters in the chat. Hopefully I've seen at least some of them. And we'll be sure to add them to the board. While we do that, I'm going to tweet out about this. On top of that, how's everyone doing today? See, the problem with Johnny Bravo... Oh, Finn, there we go. Adventure Time's a great source. The problem with Johnny Bravo is he's one of those characters that I've barely seen anything of. He might be an exception just because he's got such a fun personality, but I tried to stay away from characters I hadn't seen much. Like, for example, in the thumbnail, you probably saw CatDog. Never seen a single clip of CatDog. So I am not going to use CatDog in this list, because I have literally no idea what their personality is like. Ooh. Joshua might have just broken this game wide open. Oh my god. Ed, Ed, and Eddie is the correct answer. But I also think Johnny Bravo I'm going to throw in there. And Finn the Human. But yeah, how goes everyone's? It's Friday here. I'm assuming some of you are international at least, so I guess it could be Sunday night for some of you. Much less fun than it being Friday, certainly. Okay, let's go with no. Oh, that's a horrible cutout. There we go. I'm also noticing this might spoil some of the some of what's to come, but I'm noticing all of my favorite cartoon characters as kids fit neatly into Lib Left, which makes sense for where I've turned out, all things considered. New sub from video. Oh! Happy to have you, John. Glad that one pulled you in. Yeah, that was going back to the, taking a moment to remind ourselves, I should say, about the UN climate report. Yeah, it's... I don't know the right words to describe how it makes me feel. The whole Exxon lobbyists and stuff getting away with just rank corruption and bribery for so long. But I really hope we can get to the point where we criminally charge these people for... Because it really is at the end. I'm trying to remember somebody on Twitter earlier was making the point that it really is like, you know, a literal crime against humanity to have kept that information from us for so long. Oh, please tell me they didn't crap. Perfect. Okay, we're good. Howdy right back at you, Emily. All right, folks, how we feeling about this? And I might toss in an extra character or two, but how we feeling about this? Before I get going, just want to check in. How we feeling about this lineup here, as it were? All right, the reviews are in. Real quick, gotta make sure I got all my stuff in order. Okay, the music's off. Vibes are good. And now, if you'll excuse the formality, it's time to intro this like it were a formal well, I'm going to cut this up into a YouTube video later on. So first, I gotta intro it like one. I always struggle with this, and I hate that I have to struggle with this live, trying to find the right way to go. What's up? But here we are. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Happy to have you, and I'm sure... Listen, I'm sure throughout our lives, a lot of us have thought, yeah, cartoons are cool. I like watching your Phineases, your Furbies, your Spengbabs, but gee, I wonder what political movements these characters would be aligned with, right? These are all normal, very normal thoughts to have. Please do not point out how terminally online I am. I can't handle it. Hello, fellow teens. So for that exact reason, today we're going to be... I was going to say democratically determining the alignment of these characters, but it's really quite authoritarian. Like, y'all will be my advisors, as it were, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's my word that goes. Before we get going, though, we cannot forget to get a nice, clean pop of a zesty limoncello LaCroix. Sound warning, I guess. This is probably going to be loud. Okay, I gotta make this count. Hope that sounded as good for y'all as it did IRL. Ooh! Ooh, yeah, that hits the spot. Okay. Grip it and rip it. All right, let's get started. All right, let's get this underway. And I really shot myself in the foot because I started with the one character who probably is gonna be the hardest for me to place here. I really don't know what to do with SpongeBob. I should have started on an easy one like Mung Doll or Ed. But I don't have self-respect, so I ordered this like an idiot. I'm tempted to say... So I'm torn between a couple of camps. One camp is to say there is this idea that when a character is just kind of neutral, you just throw them smack in the center and call it good. You know, your grill dad archetype who's not really drawn either direction, just slap them in the center. But there's also... There's a sweetness to him that makes me wonder what to do about him, at the same time that he is also very much a simp for working for Mr. Krabs. Yeah, like people are pointing out in chat, he very easily justifies his own exploitation of, like, working for less than $1 a day or whatever they establish as his pay rate. The emptiness in his eyes makes me think Lib right. How are those empty? Those are such lively little eyes, accompanied by such a cute little smile. But I do think, after remembering how much he simps for... See, if he's any sort of... So he's not libertarian. He simps too much for Mr. Krabs to be anywhere on the bottom half of the spectrum here. And I don't feel that he's really in any extreme up here. So I almost kind of want to say centrist, but a slight authoritarian bent. Yeah, he does give off very much liberal vibes. So maybe more like here, like just barely authorite. You know what? Much like the leaders of this side of the spectrum, I'm gonna decide that without consulting democracy. Okay, Chowder. He's actually in an oddly similar place for me, where he's just kind of blobby and apolitical, but he does, and he's got a sweetness to him that makes me think, that makes me drawn to like a light lib left. But I think he also simps for working for Mung, though I think he's much less enthusiastic about. I remember him being, lazy time to time, whereas SpongeBob is like, yes, I love providing value for my employer, That's kind of his whole thing. The hat is very lib left. It's a great point. I'm feeling really torn here. Excuse me. Maybe he is the true centrist. Maybe he's the first centrist of the bunch. Because he enjoys work, but he doesn't simp for it too much. He enjoys cooking, but he's not like... But as somebody said in chat, he does have conflicts with the industry. You know what? For a second, I'm going to shelve Chowder and move on to the other characters from his show, because I need an easy dub. Mung Daal, I think, is a... My initial reaction is to say lib left because of how... because of his, like... because of how sex obsessed and, like, how much of a romantic he is and all that. But then I remembered he's a business owner, so maybe he belongs more so, like, over here? You take the moon and then you take the moon. I don't know, man. This is harder than I thought it would be. Yeah, he is pretty petite bourgeois. So I'll put him... I don't think he's extreme over here. I'll put him middlingly lib-right. That's a great point. He loves child labor. And then we have his lovely wife, Truffles. I feel it's pretty easy to say right off the bat, kind of in contrast to Mung, that she fits a very, like, authoritarian archetype in the show. But I wonder how high up and to which side she goes. I'm tempted to say she also being a business owner is like up here-ish. What do you guys think? Yeah, she's a worse businessman than he. And I think that's part of why initially I was drawn to put him like lib left, is he just kind of has a aloofness about him, but she's much more strict about running the business. So I think I'm good with that. Now the interesting question becomes Schnitzel. He's definitely somewhere. He's definitely somewhere left. He has an awareness and frustration with his exploitation that, again, in direct contrast with SpongeBob, definitely doesn't put him on the right, or specifically, Auth-right. So I'm tempted to say somewhere, and he gives me, and I'm torn between whether or not he gives me like anarchist vibes or like militant labor union vibes, I think, you know what? I think I'm pretty satisfied. You know what? I think I'm pretty good with Auth left there. Now let's bring it back to Chowder. All things considered, I think he's probably the safest centrist on the board. I can't really think of many defining qualities that would pull him in either direction. And he's the closest thing to a grill dad we have on this list. So I think I'm good with that. Now let's move on to Danny Phantom. This is going to be another one of the harder ones for me. Was he involved? Was he a cop? Was he like a ghost police cop, essentially? And by essentially, I mean, did he work for an organization to, like, help jail all the ghosts that came out of the ghost zone? Like, am I remembering that correctly? Or was he the exact opposite? Because I know his parents fit kind of this, like, bourgeois, Auth-right kind of cop-like archetype. I'm just trying to remember because it's been a while since I've seen the show in and out. He caught and released them? Okay, see, that changes things for me. Whether or not... Oh, no. Undo immediately. Oh, thank God. Because for me, whether or not you simp for... Because I definitely got libertarian vibes from him, but it's a question of whether or not you... But whether or not you are or simp for cops determines if you're over here or if you're over here, Oh, I'm sorry to hear, Sorry to hear, Toots. I believe me, there's plenty of characters I missed out on not having TV as a kid, too. A few of these I've gone back and watched, though. So I guess my question for anyone in chat who might know, were there ever moments when he, like, simped for business, or like we had some money-making schemes? Or was he like almost kind of a lib left, like somebody said, Spider-Man-esque hero? Spunk Bob. Hey, my mic was off. I'm really glad. Wait, did I just turn it off? Frick, I can't remember. Oh god, how long was it muted? Did anybody know? I didn't see anything in chat, so I might have literally just muted it to drink. Okay, actually, real quick, I'm gonna pull up the stream on my phone to see. Okay, you're all right. We're good. We're good. No worries. It's just last stream there were multiple points where I like muted it to take a sip of my LaCroix. And I would go on like a minute-long response to something in the PragerU video. And cut back. But thank you to whoever in chat just mentioned. But thank you to the one and only Michael McCormick in chat for mentioning that episode I had totally forgotten about where, you know, there's the Ghost Patrol that charges money that he hates. I think for me that puts him pretty firmly in a sort of lib-left place. Next, we move on to Sam. I don't know why I'm bothering to expand her here. I don't need to hear from chat. She is pretty firmly off left, and that is my final decision. There's nothing you can do about it. What's... Fuck off. What's his hair... What's his name again? Jared? Is that this guy's name? Tucker, thank you. A shame such a lovely name had to be ruined by such a awful TV host. I'm feeling slight lib-right vibes here. I don't know why. He gives me massive Elon Musk Reddit simp energy. Like he patrols r/Wall Street bets a lot. Yeah, he has some incel vibes about him, too. If he weren't, like, trying to be so cool, as it were, I would definitely feel that. So I feel pretty safe about, like, here. But I do think he gets a pretty strong... maybe a little bit less libertarian than his friend. By Soylent to min-max eating speed. Okay. Next up, one of my favorite shows growing up, American Dragon. I forgot how much I liked this show, or how much I watched it as a kid. I think this premiered right around the time Life Story for Piley here. My parents wouldn't let me watch anything but PBS up until like 2000... 2007, and I think this show was premiering right around the time that I was just finally able to watch, like normal cartoons, as it were. So this one is a special place in my heart. I'm getting. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. I know. Oh, thank God. Never mind. Oh my God. Why are you being so difficult? I'm definitely getting libertarian vibes from him, but I think what's tripping me up, and chat, maybe again you can help. I'm trying to remember how often he got caught up in like money making schemes. Like, did he try to rip people off at school? Did he ever try to, like, start little businesses, shit like that? I agree, Ludlow. Maybe I'll make a part two of this with just like PBS Arthur characters. Well, that's a great point, Michael McCormick. He came from a international like lineage of dragon superheroes. He's quite literally old money, as it were. So given that his skater boy vibes give off an anti-authority, but he does himself come from authority, I think that maybe puts him in kind of a split position. So I guess the question is, does he lean right or lean left with a balanced authority spectrum? Ludlow, Vert, to your point, that was probably a bad way of wording it, but I just meant, is he like, does he buy into like hustler culture, that sort of shit? That's what I meant when I said, does he ever start businesses at school? I didn't mean that starting businesses means you're lib right. I just meant like, as we'll get to a little bit later with Ed, Ed and Eddie, those kind of, I was just trying to remember what things he got involved with at school, really. You know what? You said it better than I could, Toods. He's got a red shirt, so he's slightly to the left. Okay, moving on. No, what the fuck did I just do? Oh, I put a ruler? I don't want that. Okay, Jammy Nutrin. I get strong. I don't know why. Even though he's a nice kid, I get really bad Authright vibes from him. Oh, okay. So you guys are thinking Libright then. Okay. Maybe it's just something about his hoity-toityness makes me think Authright instead of Libright. Okay, you know what? I'll submit to democracy once. Everyone's saying Elon Musk in chat, so um, now we get to the most interesting character in the Jimmy Neutron TV show, Sheen. I mean, is it even a question that he's like somewhere in the lib left? Like, is that even up for debate? Exactly. I'm like, Sheen just feels like a classic anarchist. Oh, he helps the well, okay. I'm going to say it. I literally don't care what happens in Planet Sheen. That show is non-canonical, in my opinion. So, lib left it is. Oh, that's a good point. He was really obsessed with, well, as the he does, he is obsessed with Ultralord and all that, but I guess that's a deep question of like, can you be like a socialist or an anarchist and also like really like Disney? Is that a contradiction? I muted myself intentionally, chat. Thank you for pointing that out, though. I didn't even mean for it to be X-shaped. Maybe I need to fix that. Oh, see, now that you pointed it out, I'm going to be very specific about it. So maybe, I think given all we said about, like, his obsession with consumerism, I think maybe he fits more into, like, just a anti-authority position, less than any way specifically left or right. And exactly, you can like and enjoy the stuff the company made, even if you don't like Disney itself. I don't think that's a contradiction. Now, let's get on to Finn the Human. This is another one where I'm going to say, and then somebody in chat is going to point out something to contradict it. Is he anything but lib-right? Lib-right. Is he anything but lib-left? I guess, see, exactly. Here we go again. The cycle's repeating. People are reminding me of things I forget. He simps for the monarchy. You know, I hate to do it to you, Finn, but I think you gotta go. You've got to go into the bad quadrant. Which is a shame. I love the guy. He's a great example of where, like, my brain, my childhood brain, is telling me, no, you liked this character. This character is a good person. And I'm like, but that doesn't mean he... what his character did in the show was representative of, my politics or anything. Naughty characters get put in the bad quadrant, which is funny that the bad quadrant has both Spengbab and Finn the Human in this chart. See, that's the other thing, is he's a generally helpful guy. But he does... Mango Pepsi? What the fuck is a mango Pepsi? Jesus Christ, I have so much hate for this world. Okay, I'm actually going to come back to Finn. I'm a little bit confused. So let's move on to Ed. No questions needed. I can't think of a better person for... Oh, wait. Important question, because I literally forget. Which one of these is Ed? Which one of these is Ed? And which one of these is Eddie? No, that's Eddie. I'm an idiot. This one's Ed? I don't think you're wrong, Toods. Okay, actually, first, I'm gonna go to the one of these characters that's probably the easiest. He is definitely right-wing. Every episode is about him trying to find some sort of money-making scheme that was, like, literally the point of the show. But, and maybe this is just the kid-like nature of the show and the animation style, I do get kind of anti-authority vibes. Not super strong. So I think he maybe goes somewhere like here. Now, Ed, as somebody said in the chat, I get pretty firm, like, socialist vibes. I'm not sure. To what extent is he anti-authority? He kind of goes along with Eddie on a lot, but yeah, so that's where I'm getting, like, off left from Ed. And then for Ed, you know, I just don't know what it is. There's something just, and maybe this is just the kind of stoner archetypes and all that, but something just screams lib left about Ed. And I'm trying to remember what actually happens in the show. Exactly. I think that's more the chaos energy of him that makes me think, like, yeah, he could be convinced to be like an anarchist. So I think I'm satisfied with that. Now, let's wrap up by returning to Finn here. And Jesus Christ, I really have no idea what to do with this. Because he does simp for the monarchy, but he does some good things. So maybe, you know what, in hindsight, similar to Ed, I think he's going to go kind of like in a slightly left, but also slightly simping for authority position. Because it is really hard for me to fit simping for the monarchy into anywhere on this part of the compass. Exactly, anarcho-monarchist. Like, that doesn't really... those two things don't really gel, you know? Okay. I'm sitting here for a second, chat, and thinking if I'm okay with this being the final product. Yeah, and in hindsight, he's a little bit too much of a free spirit for me to think he's... Yeah, probably a little more simping for authority. You know what? I think I'm happy with this. I think this chart, I can put it online, send it out into the ethers of the internet, and feel a-okay with people giving me shit. Because you know what? I think I like it. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Really appreciate you giving me the time of your day for this goofy little exercise. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And now let's turn it on over. And now let's turn it on over to the pre-recorded outro. Woo! Okay, so live chat, that was great. Thank you for tuning in. That was just me giving an outro bit for when I inevitably turn this into a video. Ludlow Vert, it's funny you asked, because guess what's next on our to-do list for today? Okay, gonna take a second here, make sure social media stuff is popping off. Okay, yeah. Okay, folks. So, driving. it's a thing thanks to the political influence of General Motors. We're all forced to do a lot more than maybe we'd like to. A typical day for many an average worker is spending about 2 hours, give or take, in your car, sitting behind other people in their cars. You know, you could all just be in a bus going to where you want to go, but that wouldn't help the the manufacturer's profits. But one of the small joys, and in a country, and in some lesser, shittier countries than the US of A, sometimes you're stuck looking at the most boring, bland of license plates. Like, look at this. Look at what these Brit bongers have to deal with. There's no creativity. There's no definition in this license plates. What am I supposed to do with this? But coming in once again to show the rest of the countries what's up, America has some interesting license plates, believe it or not. So today we're going to go through all of the standardized US state license plates, give them a position on this tier list here, and try to determine what the best license plates are. Now, most states have about a dozen or so vanity plates. We're not going to be covering any of those because those can go from anything from, because the vanity plates can be anything from like a veteran's memorial sort of thing to, I saw some like pro-life license plates that were just really awkwardly designed. So that would take forever, and it's not really fair to put them on the same sort of class as these standardized ones. So we're just going to go through those which are standard for each state. Now, a couple of states have separate standardized plates you could choose between, but that's pretty rare. So let's get into it. Yeah, exactly. Like Montana has a bunch, but there's only one that's standard. First off, we have the generic standard Alaska plate here. Yellow background, it's nice and bright, and it makes the blue text pop pretty well. Like, this is all pretty easy to read, but it's pretty bland. I don't think it's definitely not the worst plate we're going to see today, but I'm pretty sure it's a firm D tier for me. The other Alaska plate, however, this beautiful little boy right here with this cute little fluffy grizzly dog. That's probably going to be an S tier for me. Big improvement over the other one. I don't know why they don't just go with the bear. Next up, Alabama. Love the gradient here. I love the different levels of like the river, and the different levels of the mountain and the skyline. The colors are a little bit too earthy tone for me, though, so I think I'm going to put that in the A tier. In hindsight, there's some better plates coming up. That's probably a B tier for me. Arkansas. Nice little gradient. The diamond is interesting. I love the text for Arkansas. Don't know what the natural state means, but that's probably going to be a C tier for me. There's nothing really super striking about it, but it's also not, bad by any means. That's a great point, Michael McCormick. There are no natural states. We're on stolen land after all. California. Now, this might contradict, or this might sound like it contradicts some of the criticisms I'll have of plates going forward, but the simplicity of this plate is really strong. I don't think it's an A tier, but considering the plates like Alaska that normally are so bland that I turn down, I think this one's got a really nice simplicity to it. I like the font of the California and the mix of colors. Oh, boo! Fuck you, chat. California's plate is lovely. Y'all just hating me because I'm speaking the truth. Next up, Colorado. I definitely like this one. It's nice and simple. I love the little marks on the mountains there. I think one of my problems with this one, and this will come up with a few of the plates, there is this kind of tension between how the plate looks to be seen when you're driving and how it just looks, period. And this is one of the ones where when it comes up driving, it's pretty mediocre. Like the gradient doesn't, the little etchings on the mountain don't really pop out much when you're driving near it. So I think that's going to be a C tier for me. You know what? Maybe I need to... Connecticut's plate, I really like the gradient, but it just really doesn't do... It's so basic, it doesn't really do much. I'm torn between like a C or a D tier here, but I'm immediately starting to realize my scale might need to be adjusted, because like I do think it's better than the Alaska plate, but I don't think it's as good even as like the Arkansas plate. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the states got a little bit out of order because I put Arizona in late. Or sorry, it was the name in the folder was off. So yeah, I'm thinking C tier for that. Delaware. Delaware, however, is going to be our first F tier. I have no nice things to say about this plate. It is a boring combination of colors. Arizona, however, that is going to be yet another... Oh no, get back here. Come on. That's going to be another S tier for me. I love the gradient of the skyline. I love the purple mountains and the little cactus. Absolutely great stuff. Florida, I'm tempted to say C tier, but looking at it now, I'm actually kind of thinking maybe this is just my Florida hate coming out. I'm actually thinking D tier for this one. There's just nothing that really pops. You know, Connecticut has the gradient. Colorado has the mountain range, which is neat. Arkansas has the lovely font, but I'm like, it's just green with the shape and the oranges. Like, you could do better. Similarly, I think this standardized Georgia plate here. This is just pretty boring. I'm even tempted to put it into the E tier just because it doesn't. No, you know what? It's time to reorder. Okay, that makes me more satisfied. I'm happier with that. This Georgia plate, however, that's going to be a solid win for me. I love the little peaches. I love the gradient of the skyline. Just overall great vibes. I haven't seen this one much, but it's cute when you run into it. That's going to be an A tier for me. Oh no. Computer, come on. Oh, I pressed save. No, is my computer crashing? Shit. Ah, escape. The hell's going on? Oh my lord, this is a mess. I should not have pressed save. Oh my god. Okay, recouping my losses. Are we back? Are we back? How we doing? How we doing, chat? Test, test, 1, 2. Are we back? How's the FP? Is the frame rate still chugging along at like 1 per second? How we doing? We're good? We're good? Okay. Well, if we're good, let's get back to it. I'm feeling a solid B tier on Hawaii. I love the little rainbow. It's cute. Much like California, there's a certain iconic status that I love in running into this, but it doesn't certainly go above and beyond into any sort of superior tier. Idaho, this one, I'm a little torn. I generally like running into this plate. It's got a nice range of colors and all that. But at the same time, it's a little bit more garish to look at than some of the other plates that I really enjoy. So I think that's going to be a B tier for me. C. Okay, Illinois. I think Illinois is going to be a solid B tier for me. The color palette's nice. I love the little Skyland and the Lincoln off to the side. Nothing too much there to elevate it into A or S, but certainly better than all the shit below it. Indiana. This might be a controversial take just because of, you know, the things above in my tiers that have little gradients and stuff often are of the best. This is going to be a solid F tier for me. It looks like a child drew this in like MS Paint. It looks like stock art that you get from like Microsoft Word. I would rather see the Alaska plate than I would see this fucking Indiana plate. Okay, next up. Boo me all you want, but guess what? I'm in control here. Next up, Iowa. Ludlow Vert, that's the beauty of these dumb old tier lists, is we can all have different opinions. And maybe I'll put this up on some sort of tier list website so y'all can make your own and prove how wrong I am. I normally like passing by this one. I like the kind of mix of colors and the skyline by the Iowa. But looking at it now, I'm getting more so like a D tier. Going back again, it's funny following up Indiana. Yeah, it does remind me a little bit of the Indiana. Okay, Kansas. I don't necessarily hate whatever this little thing is in the background, but it does not bring me joy whatsoever. So E tier. Kentucky. The hell am I supposed to do with this? It's just got, I mean, the font is nice. I like the little horse coming off of it, and it's got a nice gradient in the background, but it's pretty boring, so I think that's going to be a D tier for me. To your point, Ludlow Vert, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure this one's new. I think it like just dropped this year. Louisiana. Really boring choice of fonts. The color palette's kind of nice. I like the mix of the red and the blue there going off the white. But it's just boring. That's going to be another E tier for me. Yeah, that's a great point. It's just a worse California. Now, this one is actually one of the surprises from this list. Because I realize in pulling the images for this, a lot of states have standard license plates for semi-trucks. So I thought Maine's license plate was, it's a pretty standard, like just green font on white. Hated it. But I've never actually ran into a car like passenger vehicle from Maine. But this is a really nice plate. That's going to go in the A tier. I love the little bird. I love the little skyline. It's a nice mix of colors. I'm a big fan. Mary's Land. I like the folds of the flag and the way that it fades up into the white. But it's not terribly striking. Like, it's definitely not one of my more favorite plates. I'm torn between like a B and a C tier here. Not really sure where to go. What do you think, chat? Just so you guys know, as much as you are in the chat absolutely roasting me for my shit opinions, my partner cannot help but Snapchat me disagreements as well. So, if I'm, what's the word I'm looking for? If I'm doomer posting on Twitter later, just know that I got dumped for putting Colorado in the C tier. I love that, Michael McCormick. Yeah, Maryland is just so sure of itself that that flag is quality that they deserve respect for it. But I don't know if I can put this much higher than like a C tier. I'm curious, Ludlovert. I think most other countries just have like blank plates on blank colors, you know? Like, I've never been watching like a BBC show and thought, and I don't remember seeing a single plate that wasn't just like yellow with black font on it or whatever. Okay, Massachusetts. Really boring. I like the color palette enough to not shove it down into the depths of this list, but that's going to be a D tier for me. Oh god, there's so many left. Why are there so many states in this stupid country? I'm gonna run out of space. Oh yeah, Canada has different plates as well, but I guess maybe it's just not an EU thing. Okay, Michigan. It kind of actively angers me how there's an attempt here at having something cool, something neat. Like, the font choice is interesting with the Michigan. I like the choices of blue, the little dip there, but it just really doesn't deliver in any meaningful way. So that's probably going to be C tier for me. Minnesota. This is one of my more... This is probably one of my favorite plates to run by. I think it's just got a nice little simplicity to the color palette. I love the forest and all that. So that's going to be in the B tier. Please tell me that didn't just crash everything. Okay, perfect. Okay, Mississippi. This one just kind of fills me with a rage I really can't describe. I don't think it's bad enough to be in the F tier, but it just, for having such a nice little almost like metal print in the color there, for having the lovely, love the way the S's loop together, but then to just have this generic ass logo in the background, that's going into the depths of the E tier for me. I would not, my eyes would not be filled with the happy chemicals if I ran across this plate. Oh god, we're getting so close to some of my more favorite plates, but we're almost out of room. Okay, Missouri. This, and this is another plate that's relatively new, so you might not recognize it. This probably belongs, there's something about those wavy lines and the kind of generic font. This feels like just an absolute F tier for me. I do not enjoy really much about the design here whatsoever. Now, we're getting back to some of the lovely alternate plates here. This is what Montana's normal plate looks like. I like the shape of the state, and Montana does this really funny thing where every license plate of theirs, it's like by law, I guess, or maybe just out of tradition, has to be these awkward, or has to be the shape of the state. But it's pretty basic, so that's probably going to be a D tier for me. However, this old Montana license plate might legitimately be my favorite license plate. This one has a really fun mix of the shape of the state with the mountain, like the sort of side elevation of the state. I love the gradient. I love the big sky with the little like moose skulls. Absolute S tier plate here. Oh god, we've got so many left. Okay, Nebraska Cornhuskers. I do like the yellow on the blue. I think that's a nice touch. But there's also nothing really striking about this. So I think that's going to go in the D tier here. Next up, Nevada. It's hard to see this driving by it, but I really like the sort of stained glass effect here at the bottom. I think it's really cute. Also love the yeehaw-ass font. I'm ranking this mostly on aesthetics, which is why, for this one, that's probably going to be an A tier for me. I really like this Nevada plate. New Hampshire. Nice change of pace with the colors. You know, we don't see too much green, and I like the change of colors in the background, but I really don't get a good sense for, like, what in the world I'm supposed to be looking at here. Like, it looks like a cliffside, and it's fine if I'm not immediately aware of what it is. It just doesn't really strike me. So for me, that's probably going to be a C tier. New Jersey! People are walking by. I'm going to mute real quick. Live free or die. That's a great point. That is kind of funny. This, I don't necessarily hate driving by this, but it's such a the yellow gradient could be used better with like a better pairing. But as it stands right now, that's going to be a fucking D tier for me, which, you know, is probably what New Jersey deserves. New Mexico, however, oh my god, do I love this license plate. I love it more than I love myself, if I'm being honest. That's going to be a fucking S tier. New York! This one, it's sometimes the colors on these license plates fade and they look kind of grimy, but generally pretty all right. I like the way the colors pop out of each other, and I like the way it reminds me of the old New York Jets uniform colors. So that's probably going to be, and we're at the point now where I'm just going to start stacking these on top of each other. Oh no. That's not going to work, is it? What do I do? How do I put these here? No, you know what? Let's do this. Shriek. We're just going to have to deal with really small plates on these busy tiers. We're going to have to deal with them being pressed up against each other. So give me a moment, live studio audience, while I take time to fucking shrink all of these plates. I'm sure this is lovely content. How's everyone's day going? I'm almost done here. Do you ever think you'd be at this point in your lives, chat, where you're watching somebody shrink license plates? You could be like reading theory. You could be like, I don't know, hugging your grandmama. But you're here. You're watching me right now. Anyways. North Carolina. Not gonna lie, I actually kind of vibe with this plate. I love the mix of colors. That's probably gonna be a B tier for me. Okay, next up. Oh no, this is all sorts out of whack. North Dakota. Pretty solid plate. I love the gradient, the little bison boy. The font on the name is cool. I like that we have color and then it's got the glowing edge. That's probably going to be an A tier for me. Ohio. Now this one isn't awful to run. There's something about it driving past it that looks nice-ish, but sitting here reading it now, I think that's a pretty... It's really bland. Not that I expect much better from Ohio, but that's probably going to be like a D tier for me. Okay, Piley, you've only got a few left. Let's power through. Oh, well, the Oklahoma file won't let me place it. It must be like a GIF or something. So remove... What the hell's... Oh, it's because I didn't accept that movement. Never mind. Listen, I'm sure Ohio has better plates, but we're talking about the standard ones here, okay? I like the aesthetic design here a little bit. It's got a nice range of colors. The Oklahoma font is nice. But I refuse to believe that, if for no other reason than Oklahoma being a horrible state, but if for no other reason than not wanting to give credit to a plate that tries to, you know, pay homage to a peoples that it is, or a group of peoples it's been genociding for years, in pure protest, this plate is going to go in the F tier. Oregon. This, in my opinion, is a really solid plate. I love the little tree, love the mix of colors, the font, the mountains in the background. That's going to be a solid A tier for me. Pennsylvania. Now, I do think the choice of the yellow is interesting here, and this is a very recognizable plate. But again, just looking at everything else that we have throughout the day, I'm really not feeling struck by this at all. So that's probably going to be a... It's not bad enough to be in the E tier. That's going to be a D tier for me. Rhode Island. This one's really interesting because, again, I hadn't actually seen anyone driving the car before. It's got a nice... it's got a excuse me. It's got a nice set of colors. I love, believe it or not, there's a lot of red, white, and blue on this list, but I love the lines coming off the Rhode Island. Love the little boat. That's probably going to be a B tier for your boy Piley. Okay, going to power through these last few. South Carolina. It's a nice gradient. I love the little tree in the middle. The phrase at the top is lovely, though it gets a little lost there as it's being blended in with the gradient in the background. But it is cute. I like the simplicity of it. That'll probably be a C tier for you, boy. South Dakota. It's a nice set of colors. The sort of texture of Mount Rushmore is lovely. But like Oklahoma, in protest of a monument that took an important site for Native peoples, that's going to go in the F tier. Tennessee. Now, I have to be really careful about what I say with this plate because my partner is from Tennessee. So I really don't want to get dumped over this tonight. Okay, how we feeling, chat? It is nice. I do like it. It's unlike some of the other ones where the gradient has struck me as kind of bland. I do really like the green the greens fading up. So I'm definitely feeling B tier on this one. I don't think it quite does enough, you know, like Oregon with the tree or North Dakota with the bison or, you know, the little touches like that. I don't think it does enough to elevate itself into an A tier, but it's definitely the better half of this country. I like it. Texas. About as boring a plate design as you can ask for. That's just going straight into the F tier. Next up, Utah. This is a lovely plate. I love the different levels. I love the really like kind of cartoony vibes here. It's got a very certain aesthetic that's lovely. So I'm torn between A and S tier on this one. You know what? I don't think it quite does enough to be in the S tier, but it is a lovely, lovely plate. So that's going to go smack dab into the A. Okay, we're in the final stretch, folks. Vermont. Very boring set of colors, very boring font, very boring color. It's at least a little different, so I don't think it's the worst. So that's going to be an E tier. Oh, Lord. Virginia. Interesting fonts. Colors are pretty boring. That's probably also going to be an E tier. Nah. That's going to be a D tier for me, and we're just going to deal with the fact that they're overlapping. Washington, my home state's plate. So take this with a grain of salt when I say this is one of my more favorite plates. I love the Mount Rainier background, the patterns of the snow. I love the red font. Lovely stuff. Though, by the way, they used to have this really like flourishy font for the Washington, which I actually think is better. But if for no other reason than to prove I'm not just a hometown shill, that is going to go in the A tier for me. I don't think it's quite S tier. West Virginia. Really like the colors here. It's a nice change up, especially I love the I love the horizontal lines. It's going to be a solid C tier for me. Wisconsin. This is probably going to be a rarity in that a lot of the plates I like toward the top have really fun backgrounds going on, and a lot of the plates towards the bottom have just blank text. But I love the top header here. I think that's a really cool mix of like what almost looks like a cheese wheel, a farm. Love the font. That's probably going to be a B tier for me. It is going to overlap these, but that's fine. I am running out of room and I don't want to resize everything. And last, but certainly least, Wyoming. Driving by this plate, I always thought it looked kind of fine. I thought it looked kind of neat, but it wasn't until sitting with it that I realized this is just a photo printed onto the plate. Like, it's not a rendition of a photo, like, styled to look like something. It's just the photo. So for me, that's probably going to be an F tier. That's just really... Nah, I can't be that hard on it. That's going to be an E tier. It does look pretty. That's just, something about that is so hackneyed to me to just take a picture and put it on the license plate. So, there you go, folks. We have decided once and for all there is no more debate to be had. Don't even try me there. The official rankings, the official tier list of all standard U.S. license plates. Hope you enjoyed this video. Now, let's turn it over to the pre-recorded outro. Okay, folks, how we doing? How we doing, chat? Okay, so of course, as always happens when I sit down to stream here, I had wanted to do a little bit more with the stream. I had wanted to take the political compass test before I signed off. Well, I had wanted to take the political compass test and play some Pokemon before I left. Because I have to stop at like 4:30 my time, so in about an hour to shower and get ready for work. But at the same time, I recognize that if I start... So I can't do both. But I know if I start the political compass test, it's like 60 questions long, so I really have to be rattling those off, and I couldn't really sit and, like, think morally about those questions much. So I'm leaning towards just playing a little bit of Pokemon for y'all before I sign off, but I just wanted to check to see what you guys thought. I am going to go get more water real quick, so feel free to robustly debate in the chat what you're thinking. So yeah, after thinking it over and after, oop, where'd my thing go? There we go. Okay, I'm back now, right? Can I be heard? Okay, let me familiarize myself with what the hell I'm doing. Ooh, that's right. Okay, so we got some boys to level up here. Oh yeah, let me properly intro this. Hello again, everybody. Yeah, so we're back on another round of my Pokemon No Catch run. For those of you unfamiliar, this is where the only Pokemon I can get are starters, Pokemon I buy, Pokemon I get traded with, Pokemon I find in the wild, that sort of thing. So I can't catch anything. Now I've got to find those. Where's that? I want to find those that fighter gym. I forget where that's at, or not gym. The dojo. I'm trying to remember where that dojo's at. Is it right down here? Maybe. Ooh. You know what? Water will be perfect for you to level up a little bit, though. How we doing today, by the way? Oh, look at that. Return. Cool. I forget how that move works properly. Oh yeah, let's get to it. These vibes were the perfect choice to end the stream. Watch it. You've got nothing. You've got nothing. Boom roasted, as the kids would say. Boom! Boom goes the dynamite. Those are words that haven't escaped my mouth in a while. Okay, so I do have 4 badges. What's the 5th gem? Oh yeah, I need to do some major leveling before I get there. Okay. Ooh, perfect timing. Go get him, Gangrene. Forgot that was your name. Ooh, perfect timing. How are the levels on the audio, everybody? Oh, you bastard. There we go. Ooh. Psybeam is 65. Oh, so it's just a better confusion? Then I'll get rid of confusion. I'm sure it's a little bit less likely to leave them confused, but... yeah, we'll just do that. Duh. It's so easy. Clearly, the Jolteon was the right choice here. Oh, here we go. Ooh. This will be fun. Oh, really? Ugh. It's a strong little boy. Oh my god. The hell? God, that flail was... Ugh, that's scary good. Oh, shoot. Not gonna waste any time. Get fucked, you little piece of shit. Yes. I get way too aggressive with these cute little Pokemon. I need to save that aggression for the ones that look angry. Shelder, okay. Get him, get him. Okay, one hit. Yes. Perfect. Let's go. Piece of cake. Piece of cake. All these little... Oh, little baby horsey. Oh no, he's gonna get... mind blasted to death. Oh, poor baby. Oh, he's learning a lot right here. So reflect, physical attacks, light screen, special attacks. You know what? I think I'll take that over disable. Especially considering disable so rarely hits. Yeah, I think that's a nice lineup. That's a really solid move set, I think. Ooh, double battle. Make sure. Oh no, double battles aren't in this yet. Propose? Oh, well, I don't want to get in the way of this guy's marriage. Guys, do I? Oh no, there are double battles. Okay. Well, this is going to be easy. Oh, they go first. What the hell? Does that move take priority, or are they just somehow faster than me? That was way too easy. Piece of cake. What did I tell you? Easy money. How much money do I make? Why couldn't you let us win? I don't know, man. Why couldn't you be better? 1,300 bucks, that's pretty good. Oh, you rat bastard. I don't have that yet. Damn it. Okay. Okay, back up here. I think Nidoran does have high speed. I just don't remember them being that fast. One of these aren't the trainer dojos, are they? Wait, let me go heal before I went too fast. I got too cocky. Super speed. Name? I don't want to have my nicknames rated, you weirdo. Oh, Lord. Okay, gonna go back over here. See if I missed anybody going this way. No, I came back and got everybody, which is how I evolved. The Abra. Oh, don't tell me this is about to be like a level 5. I don't have time for you. Okay, so I went the wrong way. That's fine. Do I go this way? Fuck. I'm sorry, everybody. Hey, King Chompy. Oh, see, I thought that was one of these. So where do I get Rocket? Or Silphco? I'm trying to... Okay, I haven't gone this way yet. Or have I? No, yeah, I beat the gym here. I think I've been that way already. Another Snorlax. Damn it. Okay, here we go. Here's a battle. This is probably going to be a really high level, but that's fine. I need something to do. Oh, God. Oh, not too bad. Just intimidating. I think we got this. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, this is gonna be rough. Okay, perfect. Run that back. There we go. Oh, you bastard. Oh, shit. He's burned. Damn it. Get wrecked. Yes. Perfect. Nice. We'd love to see it. Oh, that does nothing. Jesus. Waste of a turn. Oh, nice crit. Nice. There we go. Moving up in the world. It's a weird thing to say. I got in through the tree like you did. Well, this is some fancy house. It's a secret. Fly, okay. I don't have a Pokemon that can fly yet. I need to get on that. Right? Yeah, no, maybe Gyarados? Oh, gee, yeah, I just might not be able to fly. I've been meaning to watch some of the Fear Street movies. I have not seen them yet. They're on my list, for sure. Wait. I think mainly just because Gillian Jacobs is in one of them, I think. And my the community fan in me requires that I give that a look. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I'll bite. Decent enough level to give that my time of day. Oh, not worth the experience, though. Okay. Where are you? Oh, the gym's open. Oh, that's the dojo. Okay. Nah, I'm good. Yeah, let's give this dojo a crack. Oh, she has a small role? That's a bit of a bummer. Probably false advertising, I'm sure, is intentional. Oh, God, these guys are tough. Okay, I might have to back out soon. Jesus. Maybe I'm supposed to do the ghost tower first. That might be what the game wants me to do. I mean, it's not tough for my other guys. It's just these new characters of mine. New character. This newly evolved Gangrene. Thank God that's not very effective. That almost killed me. Ooh. It's a nice boost. Recover. Oh, you're making this. This is a really nice Pokemon. Oh, I wish I knew. Okay, real quick, I'm going to look up Kadabra's base stats. Okay, its special defense is better, so I want to keep the physical attacks. Nice. I'm already running away like a little baby. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the ghost place, see what kind of levels these guys are operating off of. This totally isn't on an emulator, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Ooh, these vibes are nice. Oh, I hate that. So I beat Gary over here last time. Is this another trainer or just a person to talk to? Sylph Scope. Well, it's a shame I don't have any. Okay, now we get to some trainers. Let's see what their levels are. See if I'm supposed to be here yet. Okay, perfectly leveled. Easy. Here we go again. Rinse and repeat. Oh, so close. Okay, folks, quick correction. I realized, looking at the levels of everyone here,